How are you getting on, folks? Let's call a spade with this one. Didn't go to plan whatsoever. Um, I said it last night. You're better off just firing darts at a dartboard, trying to pick winners in Kilbeggan. My theory was proven right. There's an awful lot of funny results in there today that I just couldn't really get my head around. Um, but look, at saying that, it was still enjoyable racing and everything else like that. We got no winners, unfortunately. Our best overall chance looked to be going to the likes of Ellipsism, who came down at the last when holding a 2 or 3 length lead. Darrow O'Keefe, I have to give my hand or tip my hat to him. Like, he rode that horse absolutely perfect, bar the fall at the last. I can't stress it enough. An awful lot of people would be, I suppose, a little bit frustrated coming down at the last, but like, realistically, he gave the horse every sort of opportunity, and just, I don't know whether it just stepped at the hurdle or what. It just couldn't put out the landing gear in time, and Dara obviously paid the ultimate price. But um, what's what was the other horse then? The farmer, something farmer. Um, Part-time farmer. That's the one I was looking for. Look at, just didn't jump well enough. As simple as that. His jumping let him down big time, and look at it. There's another day in him, I know, but I just think probably could have done with a little bit more. In fairness, the rest of them then weren't given any sort of chance. They were thrown out way, I suppose, way too far out the back to really challenge around Kilbeggan. You've seen the way racing has to go in Kilbeggan. You need to be in the top 2 or top 3, with the exception of, look at Steichler for Shark Hanlon. Definitely put in a very, very nice run, and it's definitely one to be adding into the tracker coming on forward. But look at, forgetting about today, we'll brush it off and we'll just write it off, let's just say. We'll focus on Kilbeggan tomorrow. There's an awful lot of races in here that are very predictable, everything else like that. I'm going to try and find as many winners as I can. But the ones that are worth taking on, I'd be taking them on, and different things like that. But first race off, the 425, I'm personally going with the Cahill Don at even money here. I think this one here, he's decent enough value at even money. He's the best of these by some sort of distance. The Greek is close enough following him, but the Greek has been very frustrating and very hard to follow recently. I just think the Cahill Don, coming from Henry de Bromhead's yard, ridden by Rachel Blackmore, it's going to be it could be an easy opening winner for them. I just think if the horse can improve his jumping, he doesn't need to improve his groundwork and everything else like that. His groundwork's perfect. The form definitely stands up. Obviously, look at second behind Capilano Bridge in Thurles in November, and third behind War God and About a Gout. Look at, it's a hard one to know. Kilbeggan certainly looks to be the track that where he's going to shine most, let's just say. I just think that a front running sword that's generally fairly keen, likes to get on with things, he should be able to rock and roll around Kilbeggan. I just think he's going to be that little bit too good for the Greek. I don't think the Greek is any real value there at 11 to 10. I think the Cahill Don at even money, although be it shorter price, he is the better of the two, and therefore, in my opinion, he is the better option to be going to. Now, moving on then to the 455. Noel Meade has a favourite in here, Powerful Ted. And it's very interesting. Generally, do you know what? I'm going to avoid him simply because there's a pair I prefer in here that looks to be more suited to Kilbeggan and more suited to the track. And therefore, Bold Emperor at 6-1 for Thomas Gibney and Darragh O'Keefe looks to be a nice sort of an each way play for this particular race. I just think the way this lad here has been thrown in here, let's just say in competitive conditions, is just very, very interesting. He's really been generally fairly consistent in terms of placing. He's often found one too good. I don't know, has he ever ran around, just checking the form book here, he has never ran around Kilbeggan, so that would be a slight worry for me. But saying that, he's generally a horse that's close up to the pace and everything else like that. Like I said, Darragh O'Keefe loves it around Kilbeggan. He's generally very, very consistent around there. He should be well capable. Tom Gibney, obviously, a man in great form and training horses and everything else like that. I think it's dangerous to go against him. And therefore, I would much rather play an each way bet on Bold Emperor than I would say go and hell for leather in on Powerful Ted. I just think there might be a few chinks in the armor of Powerful Ted, and therefore it's just sort of knocking me back a little bit from him. 525, sharp price favorite in here on Taibsha. It's going to be a very hard horse to beat, and at a price of 1 to 2, you definitely would be. Let's just say, hoping more so than anything else that something. I wouldn't say hoping that something would go wrong, but say if you're going at an each way aspect like that, you'd be hoping that he wouldn't run to the standard that he has done previously. But I am going to take him on, and I'm going to take him on with a horse that's currently priced at 50-1. A horse trained by John Nyland, ridden by Luke Dempsey, Craig's Man. Like I said, currently priced at 50-1. He pulled up on his sole start in a pint in Loch Brickland. Never heard of that pint, but we'll just take it for the word. But it was 6th of 18 behind Castletown House, Colo Meow, Chosen Diamond, Harvey's Key, the Creedon Rock. Craig's Man then was 6th. Escaped from Custody, 7th. Rachel's Surprise, 8th. Realm Place, 9th. Clondaw Precedent, 10th. Black Star Rocco, 11th. John Adams, 12th. And the rest were non-finishers. But it's just interesting here. Like, that wasn't a necessarily bad run. He probably didn't appreciate the heavy ground, considering he pulled up in heavy ground in a pint on his first start. If he can put in any sort of a run like that, he'd be thereabouts in the places. Now, that is saying that he's going to beat on Taibsha is a little far-fetched, but I wouldn't write it off him running in for 3rd or 2nd. As you could see there today, there's an awful lot of big each way prices running in for very nice each way money. And look, we're going to take a chance, and we're just going to say that this horse, with the experience of a hurdle run behind it, he's a little bit overpriced at 50-1. I just think he can run sort of a race worth backing at a price of 50-1 or whatever you can find. If you can find better, go for it. Because I definitely think he is overpriced at 50-1. Now, 555, another sharp price favorite in here for Denise Foster, Buddy Rich. I don't really know. I think he's definitely going to be impossible to beat, but like, he hasn't necessarily lit up the world to be argue and say he is worth a price of 1 to 2. I'm liking a horse of John McConnell's here for Horse Racing Buddy Club. A great friend of mine, Kieran Looney, runs it. Ridden by Thomas Riley Clement, £7, trained by John McConnell. Do this like this at 33 to 1. Look at breeding would suggest this lad likes good ground. It looked like on his debut in Navan, behind the likes of Kilcruit, who was second in the champion bumper in Cheltenham, that he was going to appreciate better ground conditions. Now, he was, what was he? He was 7th in that race. Now, that wasn't disgraced by any means. He put in a very, very decent performance. The ground he probably doesn't like. Generally looks like a horse that's going to appreciate good ground. I'd imagine he's going to like it tomorrow in Kilbeggan. The track could suit him. If he gets his way out in front, he definitely has a serious chance. Just looking back, he was towards rear that day. I don't know whether that was just tactics or whatever it was, or just trying to see what sort of a horse they had under him. It was his debut after all, but look at, maybe they might change things around here a little bit. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he was racing against Kilcruit, lads. Like, don't look into the 7th too much to write off. The form of the form of Kilcruit's races has definitely stood up a million miles. You just look at the likes of Steichler there today. He was tailed off behind Let's Be Clear About It, who was tailed off behind Kilcruit. I think it was actually he was tailed off behind Kilcruit the same day. Do this like this met Kilcruit. So the form of that race is definitely standing up. Whether this horse can win here now tomorrow or not, I don't know. I don't think so. But at an each way perspective, he's got a great chance. If he can put in the same performance as he did today against Kilcruit, he's definitely coming in here with some sort of serious, realistic chance at getting into the first, second, or third. Maybe not first, but definitely second or third. I would be thinking he's going to be decent enough chance to get in there. Now, moving on then to the 625, and this one here, Nagels have a horse in here ridden by Rachel Blackmore called the Four Horsemen, who put in a very decent performance last time out, won second. I think the fact that Rachel rides for Nagel is definitely very, very interesting. And I think that's going to be good enough here. I think 3 to 1 is the price I would be taking. And the fact that Rachel Blackmore's on board, I can't look past it. Esther's Marvel, though, at 4 to 1 is... No. Esther's Marvel is very consistently placed, but it's consistently placed at that, and it's not worth getting on board at 4 to 1. I think the second in Limerick, was it Limerick last time out? Second in Limerick last time out behind Definite there. Yeah, that's definitely good enough here to win this race. I can understand why it's favoured. Put in a very decent performance that day. Rachel Blackmore on board. I'm liking it. I think it's going to be a hard horse to stop, and hopefully Four Horsemen should be plenty good enough here to win tomorrow. 655. You've joint favourites here with Felicidad and Rain Fee. And I would be siding with Rain Fee at 2 to 1. I cannot look past him. He's been a model of consistency, loves good ground, loves the front run, absolutely ticks every box for Kilbeggan. I think 2 to 1 is fairly decent value. When you're looking for general consistency, you can't get much more consistent than Rain Fee. He's not necessarily getting on in life now, but he is he is very how would you say, experienced in these sorts of races and these sorts of handicaps. And when you look at the form stats here, he like realistically, he's yet to finish out of the first 5 and 6 in 6 chase starts, and he's gotten the first 3 in the last five, I think it was 5 or 6. So realistically, that's consistent as you can get. I think 2-1 is a safe enough play. I think probably has more overall experience and realistic ability than Felicidad. I think Rain Fee is just going to be too good here for Shane Cawley and Danny Mullins. Two men that have been in very, very good form. 725 is my patron pick of the day, so I'm not going to be covering it. Finally, then, the last race of the day. It's a beginner's chase, if I'm not mistaken. Beginner's chase. Cavalry Master heads the market at 6-4. It's hard to look past them, but I will be looking for... No, I'm not going to be looking anywhere. I'm going to stick with Cavalry Master 6-4. I was trying to find a horse that was going to be a bit better value to take him on, but realistically, I think there isn't. I think Cuneo is starting to go on a bit in life. He hasn't necessarily been in the same form as he has been. Momus consistent, but not necessarily as good as Cavalry Master. What more do you want me to say? I think Cavalry Master is the best of these. I think he's going to be hard to beat. He's a previous course winner as well, so that's a massive plus, and should definitely stand to him. I think he's going to be a hard enough horse to crack, and should be a hard enough horse to beat. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Just before we go, I want to apologize for the complete letdown that I was there today. It was just it's Kilbeggan, lads. It's like a punter's graveyard. It's just one of those tracks that's very, very hard to get winners. It's one of those places where you either have a really, really good day or a really, really bad day. And unfortunately for us, it was a really bad day. But look, at hopefully our luck will turn, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be the day where we finally hit all the nails in the head. And hopefully, look, we get plenty of good price winners and good. I suppose the double figure prices there run on for a second or third, or look, at fingers crossed. We'll hope for a win out of the two of them anyway, or possibly the two of them win. But look, at best of luck if we're going to be having a bet tomorrow. I'm not going to spend too much more time. For those who want to sign up to Patreon, I leave a link in the description below. We gave away €20 of a cash prize there to a good member who was with us from the very start. So I'm absolutely delighted for him. €10 a month to sign up. If you want to sign up, please be aware that the automatic payment comes out the first day of each month. It's out of our hands that way. That's the way Patreon works it. But just be aware, if you are signing up, that you won't be in for this month's cash prize or monthly giveaway, but you will be charged on the 1st of May. Now we have a good prize coming up for May. We will be giving away the prize early on in the month. So if you're going to be signing up, I would be advising to sign up either the 1st or the 2nd, just to make sure that your name is in, and look, at hopefully it's definitely going to be a nice enough prize. I'll explain more about it later on, before the month is out, so you know exactly what we're going to be giving away. But look, at please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing anyway. If you don't feel like signing up to the Patreon, it really, really helps me out at the end of the day. And every single day we're getting closer to the 1,000 mark that I've been aiming for. Overall, look, at we've got great content coming up now as well, so make sure to keep a close eye for that. But look, I'm going to let you go. Very, very best of luck tomorrow, and hopefully we're on the back of plenty of winners.